Senior year in high school, 17 years old, went to a party one night with some friends, and at this party a big fight broke out. I engaged in the fight. 3 days later, the sheriff down in Florida showed up at my parents' home with a warrant for my arrest. One of the teens that I'd hit during the fight had slipped into a coma. It was about a year into my incarceration. It was lights out time, and that steel door slammed shut on that prison cell, sealing me in for the night, and it was so dark I couldn't even see a foot in front of my face. And that particular night, the weight of the world just came crashing in on me all at once. And in that moment, I remembered something. My darkest moment of my life, contemplating suicide, I remembered something my grandfather had told me when I was 10 years old. He said, "Son," he said, "just promise me one thing. If you're ever at your darkest moment in life and your back's against the wall and you don't feel like you have any way out, just promise me you'll drop to your knees immediately and cry out for Jesus." So I took his advice and I laid my face on that cold, hard, dirty concrete prison floor, and I cried like I've never cried before in my life. And when I called out his name, in an instant, everything changed. Having that success and things going well, I was not leaning on God as much as I should have been. In a matter of just a few months, I lost my corporate job, six-figure-a-year corporate job. I started going through a very heartbreaking divorce. All of this happening at once, I began to lose everything. And I found myself there again. Dark moment, at a crossroads in my life, on my knees, crying out. And the conversation was much different. It wasn't take over my life, it was take me back. And immediately the answer I received was, "I never let you go." It sent me on a mission to find out what my purpose was. And we were only expecting 100 kids to show up and 500 piled in that gymnasium, and I got up and I shared my story. And at the end, I offered them an opportunity to accept Christ. And 250 kids stood up in that gymnasium that day and made that decision. Our stories, all of our stories, are just part of the much bigger story, which is his story. And it's time for us, all as believers, to go share those stories.